everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of 1, 2, 3 black guys kicking back, shooting the shit, and having a good time over some drinks. I'm your boy Lefty Lucky, and I'm kicking it with
Jamali
and Jason here in the background.
And guys, it is another Friday evening. We got some light music playing in the background, and we got to kick it off how we always do. How was your week? How was the mental health?
I'm good, man. It was a good week.
Yeah.
I survived it.
Any highlights?
Nope.
Any lowlights?
Yeah, I was hella tired.
Hella tired? How come?
I worked too much, man. It was too much. I know I was working late shifts, so it's like you get in late, you go to bed, you sleep till you have to get up to go to work. It's just,
Basically just stuck in the routine.
pretty much, yeah.
How about you, Jason?
I'm good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah.
I've just been scouring the internet for these jokes on
You're gonna
R.Kelly.
meme city?
Meme City. Internet stays undefeated.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Oh man, these jokes are gonna fly.
I've been
today.
right there with you, man. I've been
Jokes are
right
gonna
there with
fly
you.
today.
It's gonna be a long episode.
Hey,
Oh,
my
man.
week was good. Started off great, you know. Chelsea picked up a nice win last weekend, so right then and there I know it's gonna go well, but then FIFA fucked us on this transfer ban and won't lift it during the appeal, so you know what? Fuck FIFA.
That's what happens when you
Assholes.
guys cheat. When you try to reach out to people before they're of age.
Oh, because Man City doesn't cheat? Get the fuck out of here,
sorry,
man.
Manchester United has no
Yeah,
titles in the league.
yeah,
Sorry.
shut up over there.
When did they cheated?
They reached out to someone that was underage who wasn't supposed to be.
Oh, they were R.Kelly in it?
Look, we're just trying to make. Hey, whoa! We will get to that. We will get to that. We were just trying to make sure we secured our future, like every football club does. Okay. But you know the fucked up thing about it is, all the years that any team has been caught doing this, whenever they go through the appeal process, they lift the ban. We're the first ones in like the last fucking 10 years that this has happened to.
That's good. They're setting an example.
I think they're just trying to put the press on Roman to sell the team, but it ain't going to happen. Not now. Well, I won't say ever, but not now.
We'll see.
Let's go Blue Lions.
Mhm.
As for myself, like I said, that fucked up my week a bit. That pissed me off. But overall, work was pretty good. You know, it was going smooth. Today was a bit busy, which kind of sucked, but what else? You know, I had a nice little double date with my boy. I'm not going to say his name, you know. Just know it was pretty nice. You know, met some nice young ladies that we should be seeing tomorrow as well to party with the crew.
How young?
No. Okay, I say young ladies, but they were literally around
Yeah, this is
our
the-
age.
When
You're
you
right.
say-
No, you're right.
These
You're right.
jokes.
When
You're
you say
right.
young, how young are you talking?
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm
Yo, he's really
Being-
warming up
I know
already.
he is, right?
Crazy.
These jokes
He's
are
in go
ready.
mode, man. He's
These
in
jokes are ready.
he's in go
Oh,
mode.
Lord.
No, not they were my age. Okay, they were my age, not young, but young ladies because they weren't older than me.
Call it whatever you want, man. I'm just asking.
Okay, similar age ladies.
Okay.
In your age group.
For the triggered. But yeah, and mental health wise, like I said, man, it's been a good week. Besides that one thing happening to Chelsea, I've been pretty happy. Family's doing well, you know. Been seeing. We had my mom's birthday on Wednesday.
Oh, I seen that.
Shout
yeah.
out to her, 50 years old, but looks like she is 25. And I posted a picture of her of me and her together on Instagram, and everybody said we were twins. So, I mean, compliment to
They're
her.
trying to be nice to you. You look older than her. But I'm
Wow. Wow. I mean, look, if I look older than her, I do. That's a great one up for her. And look, everything that you guys are saying, look, she knows. She felt it. She was happy about it. So thanks for all the birthday wishes towards my mom. She appreciated it. And we had a great time, man. Nice little dinner, sushi dinner.
That's
It was
what's
great
up.
stuff,
That's
man.
what's up.
For the whole
Good stuff,
time.
man.
It was amazing. So yeah, what should we well, no.
We'll leave that for
if
the
we
end.
ask him, he's going to want it right now. Let's start with something light. You guys see that Game of Thrones trailer?
No.
I'm still catching up because
Oh, yeah, you're smart. Yeah,
I'm
you're
still catching up.
so
I haven't seen.
and you don't watch
I don't
Game
watch
of Thrones.
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
I'm still
Dude,
catching
you are
up.
missing out.
I'm cool.
You're missing out on great television. Dude, let me tell you something. You got till April 14th.
No, I'll finish it.
Catch
it.
the-
Yeah, I'll catch up before
The
everything.
trailer, it's literally like 2 minutes long.
No, I saw the trailer, but the trailer doesn't tell me
Yeah,
anything.
no,
'cause I
it
don't
literally
know.
won't tell you a
Yeah.
damn thing, right? But for me, knowing like where we are, I was literally just like trying to pick it apart with a fine tooth comb, like trying to figure out who's Arya running from, who's Jamie yelling at. Is Brienne gonna survive? Like I was freaking the fuck out, man.
Wow.
Like I am
You're
so
fanboying right now.
dude. No, you don't understand. There aren't many things that I jump into the rabbit hole for. I've done it for Star Wars, just because like they have such a large immersive universe for Star Wars, where there's comic books, novels, cartoons, movies, like video games, everything, you know, and each thing that they've ever put out just extends to the Star Wars universe. So to jump into that is literally just jumping into a black hole and hoping for the best. But when it comes to Game of Thrones, the thing that has driven it outside of like the TV show, because the books, like I've said 1,000 times, I really think we will not get the next book until the television series is over. I think it's completed and done, but once the show's out the way, then the book story.
Is this the last season for it or something?
Yeah, this is the final season, 6 episodes.
Only?
It's 6 long
Dude,
episodes.
you gotta understand,
though.
like the thing about this show is,
How
like
long is
so
an
far, every episode's an hour, no commercials, but you are literally watching a movie. Like it's an hour-long movie. The way they shoot, like it's well acted. The story is amazing. Everything about it, like and like the first season is a bit slow, but when shit hits the fan, like you're in. You are immersed and you are sunken in, and you are just everything about it you need to know.
Wow. Makes you happy. I'm glad.
Ugh, I love it. Which is why April 14th.
Yes.
Hurry
I'll
the
catch
fuck up.
I'll catch up.
Christina, hurry his ass the fuck. I need someone to talk to about this shit outside of like the people I already talked to.
Christina
about
doesn't
this
watch
shit.
it. She's afraid.
I literally have a Game of Thrones group chat. Okay,
I'm proud of you.
I go on Reddit to read theories. Like I am beyond fucking excited. Like the only reason I take care of myself is so I don't die before I know how this shit ends.
Weird. Wow.
Like there's 2 things I was like I need to know. I need to know where Marvel's going, which was Infinity War and Endgame. And I need to stay alive for that. And then I need to stay alive for, at the very least, the TV series of Game of Thrones to end. Because I know the book ending is going to be different from the TV show, but I need a ending.
Okay.
I need one that will make me content that the final episode could be finished and I get 5 minutes of like digestion. And then a meteor can come and literally just strike the house and I'm the only one to die.
Yes, please.
And I will be content. I will be 100% content.
You're gonna get a Mass Effect 3 ending. That's what you're gonna get.
If
You'll kill yourself.
if I get a Mass Effect ending, then now I have to preserve myself and hope George R.R. Martin can finish these books in less than 20 years, because apparently that's how long it takes him to write a fucking book.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let's get on to the.
To all my thronies, you know how I'm feeling. You're right there with me.
Get on to that. So you said you wanted to talk about Mr. Perry and obviously passing away to.
Well, yeah,
whatever
R.I.P. to
stroke he
Luke
had?
Perry. You know, died at 52 years old from a stroke. Which, I mean, anybody who knows, like us, born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, 90210, a huge show. One of like the biggest like coming of age shows of its time. I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched bits.
I
Not
knew of the
really.
show, but I never watched
I
it.
knew of the show, yeah.
Luke Perry was one of those guys who was like every girl's crush. But behind that was a guy who was like a family man. I think he left behind 2 or 3 children. He had his family all around him when he passed. His wife was there. I even believe his ex-wife was there
Ex-wife was there too,
as well. Like, so to think like he had all his family around him, and then on top of that, you know, currently he was working on the show Riverdale.
Yeah.
And you just think of like the amount of people he's touched over multiple generations, not just from the 80s and 90s, but going into like the early 2000s to 2010s. You know, he's had an impact in pop culture in so many different ways. So, you know,
R.I.P. to him, man.
R.P. to him, man. It's
Yep.
it's unfortunate to lose somebody that young, and especially who impacted our lives for this long. And then another person, King Kong Bundy, who for me as a wrestling fan, you know, like I watched like the WWE Vintage because he was a wrestler before my time of really getting into wrestling.
Right.
But watching the Vintage, I did see some of his wrestling back at the time when you had like pretty much like the golden age of wrestling, you know, like at the time when like Hulk Hogan was becoming
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
the star. You know, you had like your Iron Sheik guys who were there, you know, and you know, it sucks to lose somebody like that because he was like a pioneer of the sport. And as like for myself, who like I've slowly started getting back into wrestling just to like have more things to like immerse myself in, as if I didn't have enough.
On Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays, man.
Well, the thing is with that he died relatively young, like
61.
61, and that happens with a lot of wrestlers. Like, because
Unfortunately,
of stuff
it does,
that they were
man.
taking in the past, they're getting their body breaks down so quickly. They
We
just
think like
die.
their whole career is essentially putting their bodies on the line
Yeah.
for our entertainment. You know, like
It's real.
and more so than athletes, because you know, at least with athletes, they have like those times where it's downtime. You know, like you have your home game, and then the game's done, you go home. Maybe you have like a facility where you're able to like fix up. But for them, it's like
Every day, man.
yeah, it's literally every day. Like you have like your main shows, your Monday Night Raws, your Tuesday SmackDowns, and then you're on the road. Then you're going to like a live event. Then you're going to maybe like the main events, the NXTs, all these other things that are going on. And pretty much it's a daily thing where all you're doing is wrestling, traveling. There's not much downtime and recoup time, you know, which is why a lot of times you'll see, even for like the big wrestlers, they'll do like maybe 6 months to a year of a lot of work. Then they kind of disappear. And you don't see them anymore, and you're kind of wondering like what happened to this person. It's like they need a break.
Almost definitely.
You know, like it's one of those things. Like if you're putting your body on the line, you're flying off the ropes, you're bashing into people all day, and you're doing this 4 to 5 days a week, every week for 52 weeks out of the year.
That's nuts. I'm good.
You know, like come on, man.
R.I.P. to him.
R.I.P. to him, man.
Monday.
Pioneer of the sport. Unfortunate loss. All right, let's jump into
well, before you get off sports, you got to give props to LeBron James.
speaking of sports, the Magic just won.
Wow, their first one in what, 3 years?
No, relax.
Fine.
Relax.
What are they?
We're in playoff position right now.
Oh, I'm not gonna comment that.
Okay, thank you. How are your Lakers doing?
It's not my Lakers, bro.
Yeah.
LeBron's fine.
How's LeBron doing?
LeBron did well. He
How's
passed
his
Michael
defense?
Jordan.
Is Kuzma still pushing him into people?
That's not my problem. I'm not a Kuzma fan. You gotta ask Jason about that.
Hey, listen, I told you, I'm not praising LeBron until he gets the Lakers a championship.
Well, you're gonna wait a long time.
That's fine. Get him off the team quicker.
I think he's a sleeper cell.
Were you sabotaging the team?
Yeah, you know, put him in there just to.
Magic gonna give him that that AOK. Magic's gonna give him that AOK. We'll talk about that.
All right. Did you guys see the Uncle Ruckus on Breakfast Club shit?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious.
Yo, I think I don't know what was more funny, just the actual situation itself of having Uncle Ruckus, this self-professed white supremacist who's a black guy who is in favor of Donald Trump, or the fact that people who heard it actually thought this person was real.
Whoever thought that was
And
real
we're
was
genuinely triggered by it, and we're like freaking out on like Twitter and YouTube because like it was what, a 24-minute interview. I didn't listen to like all of it, but I heard majority of it.
Right.
And essentially, it's, if anybody knows the character of Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, he's a black man who works.
Wait, he's not black.
Like,
he has revitiligo.
Revitiligo.
He has revitiligo.
Right.
It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson has.
He's a white man with black skin, according to him.
Oh my god.
It's revitiligo.
Who praises the white man, thinks the black man is lazy, good for nothing, and at any chance he gets, he will praise and support Republican values, white values, and condemn anything that is in connection to the Negro. So they had Uncle Ruckus on the Breakfast Club
It's hilarious, dog.
because of the character that Aaron McGregor has.
No,
Uncle Ruckus
I know.
play right now, right? Well, no, you know, but like I'm explaining it for the listeners. Yeah. And like you can go on YouTube and listen to like the full 24-minute interview, and it is hard to listen to if you don't understand Uncle Ruckus.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I was dying.
No, because the thing is, J. Anthony Williams, who does the voice of Ruckus, he could just go in and just go Uncle
like,
Ruckus straight up.
It was perfect, and like I loved it because it was such a reflection of the thing that we know of comedy to be, where you take these very, very eccentric, very niche type of topics and situation, and you put it in a form where it's comedic, it's funny, it's almost educational, it's discovery in a sense as well.
Right.
Because this type of person, we would probably never meet in our lives.
I don't think he exists.
I do think this type of person does this. It's a very like niche 1 to 5%.
But it's also
of
an
a population.
exaggeration, though.
He's
He's a
turned up.
complete extreme.
Yeah, he's extreme to
Yeah,
the next level.
Exactly.
people
Like
like that.
it, maybe not him verbatim in the form of an
Right.
actual person we could see in the flesh, but this type of mentality to the extreme of what it's representative of
Yeah.
someone we may meet.
You know what's the funniest thing he's ever said, Uncle Ruckus? He says, you know what, like, there's a scene where Ronald Reagan was bringing him to heaven. And he's saying that God doesn't like black people, and Reagan asked, "Do you know why?" And Uncle Ruckus said the most ignorant shit. He said, "Because 2 quarters and 2 niggas don't add up to $1." Like, that is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's horrible.
And this is on the Boondocks, and the thing is, it's so hilarious because
This is one of the things that like I
It's
love
hilarious.
about the Boondocks itself. It's the fact that it's a show that literally holds the mirror up to you. And it makes you look at yourself in all different types of forms, where you had so many different characters that were different representations of blackness. You know, like you had Huey Newton, who was the most like what we would call the social justice warrior of
Right.
today. You know, but it's all in the extremes of it. You know, like he stands up for black people, he stands up for black business, black rights, he knows his black history, he knows black leaders, and everything that he does in life is to promote and also encourage and
To
push
progress,
forward
yeah.
and progress black people. Then you had Riley, who was just the complete opposite of that, who is completely indulged in nothing but the ignorance.
he's the ignorant black person.
Yeah,
that
like
people
complete
talk to.
and total ignorance, and all he wants to do is enjoy himself, love gangster music, get bitches and money, and that's all he gives a fuck about. Then you had Freeman, who, you know, the granddad, who's essentially like the in between of that, because he has his moments where he gives you the progression. He tells you like the things he's gone through in his younger years, where he was going to the rallies, going to the marches, and doing everything for the civil rights of black people. And I mean, I'm not going to break down every single character, but as we said, Uncle Ruckus is another one of the extremes of this form of a black person who is essentially, to put it as simple as possible, the self-hate.
He's essentially that sheriff from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I'm
That sheriff from Milwaukee. I forget his name.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're
I
talking
know
about. He always wears the fucking cowboy hats.
And the fake badges and all that kind of shit.
And he's always acting
Sheriff
like he's...
Clark, is that
Yeah,
it?
Sheriff Clark.
Yeah.
Sheriff Clark.
Yeah, that's it. That's
always
that's
acting like
essentially
he
who
is above anything that's blackness, and anything that's Republican or conservative values he puts to the pedestal. You know, like that would be, if there's any character in human form that we can look at as the Uncle Ruckus prototype, it would be that. But Uncle Ruckus is just the far extreme of that person, because where Sheriff Clark would, although he says a lot of fucked up shit, Sheriff Clark says a lot of fucked up
no, I'm waiting for your after.
Yeah. Although Sheriff Clark says a lot of fucked up shit,
Yeah.
he never goes out to be the just complete, total, blatant, self-hating racist that Uncle Ruckus is towards blacks.
I don't know if I agree to that, but okay.
No, like the complete extreme of Uncle Ruckus compared to the complete extreme of Sheriff Clark, not the same.
I don't know. I think Sheriff Clark let some person die in one of his jails or some shit like that. Was a black dude.
Well, no,
who had
like,
eaten or something
but I'm
like
not
that.
saying in terms of that. I'm
I think
saying
so.
in terms of the way he would address the media of black people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is essentially like Uncle Ruckus is always an address of black people to blacks and the whites.
Yeah.
Sheriff Clark is always an address of black people towards blacks and whites. So in that type of contrast, yeah, he's not Uncle Ruckus, but
Not
he's
far
damn
enough.
close.
Oh, that was a funny interview. You guys get a chance, look in the Breakfast Club's YouTube page and look for the Uncle Ruckus thing, the cartoon thing. You'll see.
It's
Too
fucking
hilarious.
good. It's so fucking good. So, Red Table Talk.
Huh?
Did you watch it?
Which one? With Jordan?
Of course, the only one that matters. Actually, no, the Wale one's pretty
The
good.
Wale
too.
one was definitely
really good.
I don't watch that, but I know
Definitely.
of what was essentially said in that whole contest.
I watched the full 30-minute episode mainly because I honestly don't give a fuck about the Kardashians or the Jenners whatsoever. I've never watched a single second of their TV show. Don't care what makeup lipsticks, unless Kim's putting out a nude picture. I'm not paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Even that one even made me think about
No,
it.
I'm gonna take a gander. I mean,
That's cool.
a naked woman's a naked woman as long as they're attractive.
That's one by built by a doctor. She's like a Build-A-Bear.
Hey,
That's a fucking.
if you build it well, it shall work.
Dwight's face is just like, what the fuck?
That's all I'm gonna say. If you build it well, it shall work.
I hope she's recyclable, but anyway.
But I wanted to watch it because I looked at this at first and I immediately felt this was essentially a publicity stunt for the next season of their Keeping Up with the Kardashians that's coming out.
Okay.
And I mean, like, a lot of people felt that way too because not too long ago last year,
yeah, the ratings
around
were
this time
dropping.
of year, Tristan Thompson had a scandal where he was in a club making out with two chicks.
True.
Caught right there on camera. Like, I don't know how you don't realize you're
But
underneath
you
the
know,
security cam.
he's from Toronto, so that
You're
doesn't surprise
Brampton
me.
Ting.
The Toronto, they don't surprise me.
I can't remember who said it on Twitter. There was a guy who was like, I don't know how people thought a Brampton dude saw a girl named Woods and wasn't going to smoke that. When I read that tweet, I was dead, bro.
Oh my god.
Everyone knows how these dudes are from Toronto, that general area, dog.
You guys
They're
are
all
crazy.
whack. Look at Drake.
No, come on. That's fucking funny, though.
They all have whack game. That's all it is.
But
They all have it whack
In
game.
the group, in the actual tense of like the episode itself, what I loved about this was you have somebody who, Jordan Woods, who in connection with the Smiths because her dad worked on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Right.
had a great relationship with not just Will, but with his whole family in
yeah.
general, right? And growing up, the whole reason that Jordan Woods even knew about the Jenners or Kardashians as a
Because of
whole was
Jaden,
because
yeah.
of Jaden Smith. You know, so
Right.
like that was their link together. Only reason I could break this down is because it was in the episode, to be honest with you. So like Jordan Woods, Jaden Smith, since infancy, grew up together, best friends, almost brother and sister essentially. He introduces her to Kylie. They become great friends. Kylie introduces to the family. Now the family treats her like a little sister because of how close she is to Kylie. Helps business, social media, all that crap. We know where they are today. Situation that she explains is went out to the club. Boom. Clubs in LA. And early they go to a house party afterwards, which, I mean, I've heard that type of situation from anybody who either lives in LA that I know or people who go to LA and do this type of shit. At the party, she explains how, you know, like they were chilling, they weren't doing anything inappropriate, but the fact that how close they were in proximity, people essentially saw they could run with a story and ran with it, and from that just tried to tear it down. Now, for me, it was interesting because if there's any family that I feel would have the Kardashians on their heels, it's the Smiths. And the way this all started, like for us to hear about it, and the fact that it was just a full-on attack on Jordan Woods, who, by the way, is 21 years old. Chloe's 34. Tristan's what? A bit younger than us, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
30,
Like-
31.
Maybe-
20s.
Some shit like that.
I think 28.
26, 27. I don't
Yeah,
know.
somewhere around that.
shit
So
like
it's like, judging from ages now, you got Khloe Kardashian's friends who are around her age or older, literally attacking a 21-year-old. Then you have the people that are her friends, or like, not friends, fans, attacking her as well. And the first thing we hear from Khloe is a tweet that she puts out where she says, yeah, Jordan Woods, you ruined my family.
Bro.
She just did what Chloe did with
Right?
Lamar Odom and
Right?
Harden.
No, we gonna get there. We gonna get there.
Yo, I'm like, anyways, go ahead.
I can't follow these
But this is why I love the Smiths.
family.
What?
Jordan Woods didn't say shit.
Right.
She hadn't posted on social media or anything. The Smiths said, come to Red Table Talk. Great move. You're going to come to a space where it is dominated and controlled by black women.
Okay.
Don't just say okay to that. That's big.
Yeah, just so much I can say about Jada. That after you finish what you're saying, I'll say it.
You are entitled to say whatever you
After
want.
you
Just-
finish. After you finish.
Let me get through
But
the
I'll
rounds.
see how race goes into this. But okay, go ahead.
Let me get to the rounds.
Yeah, I said go ahead.
You go to a safe space with black women who are family, who know you. The beginning of the episode, Will Smith shows up. Talks about the relationship that he has with Jordan Woods, how he knows her, why she is so important to their family. And lets her know this is your moment to not only tell your truth, but to essentially take your medicine and understand why the lumps that are coming, not all of it is something that you can just say is beyond you, but you got to take your responsibility in this as well. So it's all about that understanding of this is a moment of lesson and growth. And as the interview unfolds, she basically breaks it down where it's like all the people that she felt she was so close to, which essentially she's alluding to the Kardashian family, who a week ago were saying they loved her and cherished her and everything, now turn their back on her.
Right.
But then how they flipped this, saying, you know, we know who Tristan is. We know what he tried to do. He tried to come on to me. Like, he kissed me. I didn't kiss him. And the only mistake she made was not just saying straight up, he kissed me, you need to know this and you need to do this, because, and based on this interview, their shit was falling apart, which, duh, we all fucking knew this. Chloe and Tristan.
Whatever thing they had. Now
whatever thing they had was falling apart and was on rocky road prior to this. And the only reason she didn't say anything about the kiss was because she was trying to protect Chloe's heart.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say this to make this easy for everyone. These people all belong to the game. That's
Oh, the
all-
game's beautiful, baby.
No, that's all.
I love the game.
these girls, and I'm
I
saying
respect the
these
game.
girls as
Which
in Kardashian. Look, I'm explaining it.
Oh, the celebrity game, man.
These
They
Kardashians,
belong to game too. The
Well, listen.
rapper.
no, these Kardashians,
Relax.
all they're good for is for fucking, and that's it. That's what it is. Same thing with Jordan
Oh,
Wood.
they're more than that.
That's all they're good for.
They're good
You're
to
putting-
get your marketing up.
You're putting them too much high because
No, that's
no
not
one-
too much
No
high.
one wants to put them with Chloe. Chloe looks like O.J. Simpson.
They are
on steroids.
great
Wow.
to get your marketing up.
And like I was saying about with Jada Smith. Jada, if Tupac was still alive, you think she'd be with Will Smith? Because every interview I've seen Jada Smith do of talking about Tupac, she's like on this dude's dead dick all the time. And she's married to Will
Look,
Smith.
I can't speculate in hypothetical.
They belong to the game, all these people. They all
All I
belong
can
to
do
the
is
game.
talk about
I
what
mean-
we know as fact.
They all
Okay,
belong
so-
to the game.
I stay quiet because, the House of Witches is not really my cup of tea. But I
Wait,
just
who-
find,
Who's the witches?
well, they're all
No, say it.
Caitlyn Jenner.
There you go. Live in your truth.
What do you think I was afraid to say it?
No, I
Kris
just want. I
Jenner.
want to know who the witches are.
The only one I would exclude out of that is Kendall.
Why?
Because she's kind of low key. She's not on my radar. She's kind of low key. She carries herself.
Doesn't
a
mean
bit
she hasn't
different.
benefited from.
Well,
the-
of course, but I'm
House
just
of
saying the
Witches.
House of Witches. And I mean, I give Kris Jenner her respect when it comes to
Oh,
marketing.
the devil works hard, but not as hard as Kris Jenner.
Hey, what did Rick Ross say? God is good, but the devil been on his some shit. That's the family he's talking about. I just find it ironic that I don't know. I'm just saying this how I feel. I feel that whole family, literally, they're targeting insecure black men. Because even Caitlyn has a black boyfriend.
Would you think James Harden was an insecure black man?
Yes, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, he grew. Yeah, he definitely. I think so. Absolutely.
He don't play defense.
That
tells me everything.
That makes him insecure.
That's right. That tells me everything. He don't play defense. That tells
Dude,
me
he's
everything.
in the MVP race right now. I
Right,
don't
I
know
mean-
He
about
don't play
that.
defense. That tells me everything. That's all I need to know.
Anyways, that's how I feel. Genuinely, that's how I feel. I feel when it comes down to the whole thing, as a woman, she has no right to talk.
Who?
Chloe? She was fucking French when French was with Trina.
Oh, we
And
know Chloe's
Trina
history.
was best friends with Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have seen them down when they had the Chloe and Kim in Miami.
Dude,
or
we don't
whatever.
even have to go back that far.
No, but I'm just saying. No, but we have to go that far because we have to show how long they've been doing this to people.
Oh yeah,
And they get away with it.
but that's why I
Right?
put this on the list.
Huh?
That's why I put this on the list.
I hate what her, she rubbed me the wrong way, the way she dealt with Lamar Odom. because I feel like the way they fucked around with Lamar, he has his addiction, fair enough, but she couldn't give a fuck. They weren't even divorced. She was on Harden's dick. She was on, who else? That guy from
Reg
the
Montana.
Knicks. Huh?
Reg Montana too.
Dude from the
Right.
Knicks.
No, but there was a dude from the Knicks. I forgot his name. Or he played. But anyway, she was around with other dudes in the NBA.
Yeah, of course.
And as soon as he overdosed and he could die, now all of a sudden she wants
She was
to be
around
a wife.
Odell too. She was around Odell
Right,
too.
Odell. Like now she wants to be the wife. Like I think that's disgusting. And how much she loved him and she cared for him. Poor Lamar is looking for love. Because even after this whole thing, he was apparently hitting her up from the Philippines. Saying that, like they should still be together. I just think they're disgusting. For one, the way they treated that young girl. Like, that's not the way you go about something like that.
No, of course. And I
I
think
find I do
too.
agree with you that this is a marketing stunt because we all know that if you're close to the Kardashian, you're signing a non-disclosure agreement. Why is they even allowing this girl to even have this? It's all a marketing plot to see what happened, how it unfolds. I'm sure they have this on tape. I wouldn't be surprised if E is filming it like during the whole thing. So I just think it's disgusting. I mean, they should start a boycott the Kardashian campaign. How about that?
Dude, I told you these girls are.
I'd be with it.
They're all.
I'd be with
They're
it.
just for the game, man. That's
Look,
all they're.
I
good
look at
for.
it like this. When it comes to Chloe, you get them how you lose them.
Well, of course.
You love going after people who are already in relationships or have a partner.
Right.
The only reason you're with Tristan is because you got him when he left his pregnant girlfriend.
Right.
And then when you were pregnant, he cheated on you. Then when you weren't pregnant, he cheated on you. And now this whole situation with Jordan Woods is looking like he was trying to get another layup in there. Like, personally, I look at it like, how are you even mad at this man when he has been consistent?
But
in
she's
your
not
whole
mad at
relationship?
him.
Oh, Chloe's mad at him.
I don't think so.
But let's just say
Because
hypothetically,
if that was
in
the
the
case,
scope of what she's put out there.
no, but she put out that the girl ruined her family.
But then
no.
but that's the thing, that was the first thing. But then I let
Blame
Jason
your
talk.
man. He's the one who was
But
unfaithful.
later on, she also said, like, after the interview happened.
Of
and then
course.
After the interview happened, and then Kris Jenner, being the genius that she is, puts out the story of, oh, yeah, Kylie Jenner is the first billionaire, to kind of steer people away from what was happening with
Of
the red
course.
tail. But we still talking about it, bitch. Then you had Chloe put out a tweet that was like, she deleted the old tweets because that's what they always fucking do. And put out a tweet where it's like, I'm mad at Tristan and it's his fault that our family's going through this, which is what she should have put out in the first fucking place. But then you look at this whole scope, you look at this whole situation, and for the last few years, the Kardashians have been in a space where it's like they've essentially plateaued.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they haven't done anything that has been extravagant. The biggest thing in their family is Kanye West. Like, nothing they've done recently has really created a spike. The closest thing to that was the announcement that Kylie Jenner was the first billionaire, but when the numbers got put out, she's worth $100 million. The business is worth around $800 million, but because of the accrusion of her name being on it, that's why they say she's a billionaire.
And to be fair, there's also, I forgot her name. She's a young billionaire from New Orleans. She also has her own makeup line. She's black. And
She's an actual billionaire.
Right. She's an actual billionaire. Self-made.
Yeah. But the way it's shaping up, if you look at what the Smiths have done over the course of the last, I want to say 2 to 3 years.
Right.
With
YouTube.
Jaden and Willow. No, I'm not even, we'll get there, but
Right.
Jaden and Will. Jaden being this kid who everybody's looking at as like the young philosopher. He's rapping, he's singing, he's like fashion icon. Like, he's literally put himself in a position where he's essentially the champion of this new generation where,
Right.
like, whether you are agreeing with it or not, where it's the gender biases, the looking into
Flint, giving them clean water.
Yeah, Flint giving them clean water. Essentially what he's done is put himself in a position where no matter who you feel like as a person, he's that type of guy who gives you a space. And on top of that,
without being in your face.
he's
too,
a
right?
philanthropist.
Right.
He's a humanitarian. He puts his money where his mouth is, and oftentimes doesn't bloat about it. Like, he
Right.
doesn't do it for clout, as the kids say these days.
Right. Literally, the Smiths is the opposite of the Kardashian.
The complete antithesis of what the Kardashians are.
Right.
And the way they're doing it is through as they say on the red table, it's spiritual, it's complete and total self-realization, and it's understanding that we all have skeletons, we all have things that we need to come to complete and total realization of, and until you do that, you can't be the person that you're meant to be.
Right.
Just stay away from them people, man. As simple as that.
Well, no, I'm speaking in terms right now of just what the Smiths do, right? And
them too. They shouldn't associate with them. They shouldn't. They shouldn't
no,
associate with the
but
Kardashians.
what they're doing and what they have been doing, whether you look at Will on Instagram and YouTube, you look at Jada, like they're taking social media to the next level. Where a lot of times we look at social media and we're saying, okay, this is where it is. What's next, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're showing you what's next, and it's this open, honest discussion of the things that have been so faux pas and we can't talk about, and it's taboo, or it's you keep it to yourself. Like those types of conversations, they're having, and they're having often, and they're having with people who we know have been in the public eye for specific things,
right?
And they say, look, what were your trials and tribulations? What did you learn from this? How did you come out the fire? Like right now, Jordan's in the fire. Her going on that talk was about sitting in that fire, feeling those flames, and now how are we getting out of this?
But
like
being supported at the same time.
Yeah, and it's all about the support, and it's one of those things where when we talk about, you know, especially for Black people, you know, like the inflicted trauma that we don't realize we have,
right?
But it's almost like passed down in a sense, and this is a part of that. You know, like this is essentially that type of trauma that you don't realize it until you get yourself in a situation where you inflict pain on a white person or a white passing person, because technically they're Armenian, and then the backlash that comes of it, because even though you've been with this family for so long and they have called you a sister for so long, you're still not one of them.
Oh, clearly not. And
now we are literally getting a first, like we're a front row view of this, whether some people choose to see it or not. Like this is literally a front row view of the things we talk about all the time, where no matter how much good you do, no matter what type of person you are, the way you present yourself, the way you show respectability politics, it takes one little infraction that's not even your fault. And especially for Black women who are the least respected, you know, like
that's why
it's a floodgate against you.
Which is why I said you can't associate with these people. You need to, whoever is their friends or whatever who hang around them, like Jordan, whoever was like who was like a friend like Jordan within that family or around them, stay away from them. Because that's eventually what's going to happen to you.
And I get that, and I agree with that, but I'm saying it's bigger than, like right now, like I'm essentially using that scope of the story.
I understand what you mean.
To go into the bigger picture of things that us as Black people, especially Black women, face on a daily basis.
You stay away from that situation,
you know,
as best you can.
And no, but that's something that she even said. She was like, looking back, thinking that Tristan is somebody that I know who's essentially in the web of the family that I know. She didn't feel like she was going to a place where she would have to literally watch her every action.
Well, she doesn't know Toronto people like we do, so we'll
it's
give
not
her
about Toronto people.
It's literally not about that. It's literally about the fact that she was put in a situation where now she's looking back and she's taking so much responsibility on herself that literally is not her fault.
Right.
You know, and that's something that Black women do all the time. They constantly get put in situations where they shouldn't have to apologize, but they are apologizing because they want to make the people around them that they love and respect feel comfortable with something that's not even their fault.
Right.
Yeah, it happens, man.
You know, and I feel like this whole situation was a great view into something that Black women have been telling us for years. Something that we, the three of us, know has happened to Black women for years. But now the public is seeing it, and I'm glad that she, like I said.
But how much is the public seeing it? Because
it was the highest viewed video in Facebook history.
I understand that part. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like who is really receptive of that notion? I feel like a lot of people who are still supporting them, are still championing them.
the thing is, it's never about the extremes. The people who support the Kardashians unconditionally will continue to do that. Whoever supports Jordan Woods unconditionally will continue to do that. You always aim for the ones in the middle.
Right. I know that.
Because like those are the ones are the only ones you'll be able to sway, because it's kind of like the Barbs in a sense with Nicki Minaj. She can do no wrong. No matter what she does.
It's not a concept of doing wrong. It's just a concept of people realizing this, because on a big scale, like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but this happened to a lot of people, you know what I mean, who are not as famous as the Kardashian, or who may not have a voice or platform that they do.
No, of course.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this needs to be not propagated, but at least, you know, taken by those who actually go through those trials.
No, and I agree. And I just feel like sometimes you need a visual that is relatable. You can't just expect that from what this has brought, now everyone's going to get it. Like, obviously, that's not going to happen. But at least there is something that now we can be like, hey, what you're doing right now, remember this? And you can literally just line it up. And it won't be 100%, but you can line it up and say, hey, the conversation that they're having right now is essentially what's happening between me and you right now. And it's there. And which is why I was saying before, the fact that she went to 3 black women. Well, it was just her and Jada, but it's like you go to a space where it's black women. It's safe. It's your people. That means a lot. If she had done this with, like, I don't even know who does interviews these days outside of like Gayle King and Oprah. But like, if you go to a space where it's like, it's not somebody who can relate to
your
what
struggles,
you go through, your struggles, your traumas. It's a different conversation. They lead it to a different place. Whereas with somebody like Jada, yeah, I'm like you. I've been there too, and I know what's going on.
No, I like that platform exists, because I feel like oftentimes black women are not on, like, black people on a whole, or I feel like people who you relate to you understands you better and know how to channel you down the right way. And I feel like them, like, that specific show being there, you know, it's good for black women in the media.
It's a good show, and
it's more than just black women,
right?
As well.
No, for sure.
It's a good show, but my thing, if you're gonna associate with these people, like, to me, when I see the Kardashians, they only care about themselves. I'm talking about the immediate family.
Oh yeah, no, that's 100%.
And to me, it's like the girl Jordan. I can see this happening a mile away, because as much as you hang out with them, how much they consider you as family, they really don't care about you. And my thing is,
they care about their bottom line.
That's the thing. They care money. And why are you going to stay with these people and associate with them?
But the thing is,
eventually you're going to be on the chopping block like everyone else.
But to say, like, I get what you're saying, but understand, it's not like Jordan Woods has been with this family for like 2-3 years.
No, I know, it's a long time.
Like, I would honestly say it's probably over a decade that they've known each other. So it's like, we've known each other, what, almost 20 years? Maybe a bit less at the very least. But I would think after year 10, anything that happens between us, we can come to each other. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, but they grew up in a very different lifestyle.
And yeah, it's a different lifestyle, but at the same time, it's still an understanding of, if I've known you for over a decade.
But how real was the relationship? That's the problem.
And that's something we can't judge. I don't know.
No, but that's what makes it comfortable for me to be able to come to you.
Yeah, no, and I get that, and which is why I'm saying, like, if it's the type of relationship
clearly
where
it wasn't a
they
relationship.
saw each other once a month,
right?
Then it's a different story.
Right.
I can only look at it as maybe the real relationship was only Kylie and Jordan. And you see the family only in passing. That's a great possibility.
I don't know. I
like
think
and that's what I'm saying. Like, we can look at it in different aspects and scopes, but at the same time, it's still that understanding of, if I'm this close to your sibling for this long and this situation happens, and I've known you for this long, 10 plus whatever years, as a result of being close to your sibling, and we've seen each other enough over the years that we have each other's number, we have conversation with each other, we have at the very least a mutual respect and understanding.
Right.
I would think at the very least, a text message should be sent to me before you go on social media.
Hey man, this family does
Yo,
not.
I don't even know. Like that whole thing. Like now I'm thinking about it. I'm just saying like, Kim and Black China was good friends. Then her underage sister goes with Black China's boyfriend.
Really?
Black China goes with Rob.
Wait, Kim and Black China, really?
Well, they're all on Instagram taking pictures, posting on social media. I'd assume they were associated with each other.
No.
Hold on.
Listen.
Let me just finish my
Black
point.
China jumped in the picture when Tyga and Kylie,
There's pictures before that.
but
Fact.
not as long as Jordan Woods.
Obviously not. But I'm just saying, it's just like, how do you allow your sister to do that? But at the time, Tyga was popping. And as soon as Tyga fell off, well, let's get to the next best thing and go with what that kid name? I forgot his name.
Scott.
Travis Scott.
Look, we all know
They're users.
The business.
It's not. It's
no,
users.
it's not
it's
business.
business.
You know what they're? Let's call
It's
them what
business.
Let's call them what they
They're
really
leech, bro. They suck
no,
out
they
black
are.
culture, black
That's-
man, and
that's the
and
business.
Just grow. That's a business.
That's what they do.
Let's call
Wow.
them.
They have been leeching off blacks for decades. We know this.
No, let's call
Call
them
it what
they
it
really
is.
Wow. That's not
This isn't a secret.
But we don't label that as a business, bro.
No,
Slavery.
we don't. But that's what their business is.
Oh, that's okay. I can.
I'm not saying that's the business. I'm
Okay.
saying that's their business. They have been leeching off of especially black women for decades.
Right.
They've had lawsuits. They've been called out on social media, everything. Like, that's not a secret. Their whole life has been, what are black women doing? We're going to do it, and people are going to think we invented it because we have the platform.
Right.
All right.
That's all it is.
Okay,
Move
I'm just
on,
gonna
bro.
I'm gonna move on to this to end this, but let's call them what they really are. They're just high class rednecks because they sleep with each other. This one boyfriend sleeps with an ex sleeps with another sister. A sister.
Well,
sleeps
Game
with
slept with 3 of them. So
There you go. They're just high class
One.
rednecks. That's all they are. They're high class rednecks. That's all they are.
Look, I'm not going to disrespect rednecks that way. I think you're
Redneck
bringing
life
down
matter.
rednecks right now.
Red-
That's not
rednecks
fair.
life matter?
That's not fair to rednecks because you know what? Rednecks know how to work a farm. They can work a weapon.
They're
They work
self-sufficient.
with their hands. They can live off the land. That is very disrespectful to rednecks. Okay, if there was a survival situation,
Rednecks.
I trust the redneck. Okay, if zombie apocalypse happens
You
tomorrow,
guys are bugging.
I hope there's a redneck around.
All right.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Buck.
So in this last 15 minutes, I know
MJ or R.Kelly?
Huh?
MJ or R.Kelly? Pick or both.
Kelly.
Both. You could
We
go
can talk
talk
about both. We can talk about both.
Get it over with.
Talk about
He's been
both.
itching over there, so start it off, man.
Get it off your chest.
Okay, so I'll start it off. So as you guys saw, R. Kelly is going to jail. There's nothing that can happen. He is going to
He's
jail.
in jail right now.
Well, that's
For child support.
That's for child support.
He's in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail. So what essentially is going to happen
That's
is
why
now
we talk about it.
he had an interview. As we're recording this, he actually had the full interview.
Well,
with,
they released
Gail
it.
King. It was released, so we haven't had a chance to see it yet. But we saw snippets of it online, and the interview. I'm sure most of you saw with him and Gail King of him going crazy.
He wasn't going crazy.
Don't ruin my life.
He was going crazy. He was going crazy. So, what do you guys think of R. Kelly, and when is he gonna get raped in jail?
Okay, I'm not gonna say he gets raped in jail. I'm just looking forward to him officially getting his just desserts. It's gonna happen.
Same thing I just said.
What?
You just said it in a nicer way.
No, I didn't say rape. For me, the just desserts are him going to jail
On what
And-
basis?
on him having child pornography, having sex with-
Accused.
Look,
They have the
I
video.
told
You're
the
right.
facts are proven,
You're right.
bro.
Legally,
Like,
Allegedly.
For
Okay,
him,
we'll say
allegedly.
right? Yeah. If he
Allegedly.
did that, he
Having
do deserve to
sex
go to jail.
with a minor
Absolutely.
that he filmed, that both the prosecution and the defense have seen, and both have said this is pretty damning evidence,
And he flew minors across the country, which is trafficking.
Right?
which
right.
is
Do that.
trafficking, accepting money for minors from whether it be their parents or
Accepted
other
money?
people, or paying for them.
Either way, what do you guys think of that interview or the snippets that you saw of him going?
Yeah, because technically while we record, the full interview is going on right now, but the snippets we saw, look, I have been for a very long time talking about what a piece of shit R.Kelly is. And I've been doing it with the seriousness and the logical approach of this and just the stress of knowing a guy like this is out there abusing young black women and knowing he needs to be taken off the streets. So now that it's all coming to a head and it's coming to a point where it pretty much literally they got him dead to rights. Like, it's over for this guy. He's in jail right now. I am going to enjoy the absolute fuck out of this.
We got to put on the stream deck the sound effects of you're ruining my life.
Everything.
But like, let me ask you a question. No, on some real shit. Let me ask you a question. Because to me, whether he did that or not, like, him being emotional is not something to fucking laugh about.
I'm laughing.
Okay, but I hope you...
Because him being emotional was a performance.
Who are you to judge, bro?
I am a guy who has wanted him...
This is really... like it's
to get what he deserves for years. I am a guy who
when did you stop listening to R.Kelly? For years, bro. You stopped listening to R.Kelly like last year. What do you mean for years? No, that's not true.
It's been at the years. Very least 3 years.
Bro, anyways, I'm just saying, I think it's... this is not a situation for me to make fun of. I think if he did do it, he do deserve that punishment. But if I'm not here to call somebody's tears fake or not, like, I'm not in his head, I don't know it. I don't think it's something to be made fun of. Because, no, I'm being fucking serious, bro. Like, I was respectful enough to you. But it's funny how you jump on social, you jump with the, like, to me, like, these guys are being accused of these shit, and so socially, they're being sentenced. Like, let the fucking thing play out.
Look, I am
were you there when he did anything with minors?
Same energy.
No, you're not keeping that same energy,
yes,
bro.
I am.
No, you're not.
How am I not?
You're not keeping that same energy.
How?
You're not. Don't say that. You're just rejoicing because this was like what's popping and what's so. I'm being dead ass, bro. Like,
I'm asking, how am I not keeping the same energy?
You're not.
How?
Anyways,
let me ask you a question, Jamali.
I'm not.
Let me ask you a question.
No, Jason.
Ask me a question.
How am I not keeping the same energy? Have I not wanted him gone since we started this?
I understand what you're both are saying. You're saying he deserves to go to jail.
He does deserve to go to jail if he's guilty for it. I'm not gonna praise somebody's downfall, bro.
But
I am.
Okay, good.
My thing is, you have to look at it in this situation, Jamali. And these are all facts, like 100% facts. He had sex with Aaliyah when she was 15 or something like that.
Right.
There's a tape right now where he's describing a 14-year-old girl who he had sex with right now.
That he's describing, or he's
described. And they have the age, they have the date of the people that were born that he flew over on the flight. These are all facts. They're
not facts. It's facts, and when they present it to court, and that's there. There's a lot of times district attorneys say they have shit, and when it comes down to proving it, they don't.
No, the only reason he's been indicted is because you have the facts. You have to show it to a judge to get the warrant to arrest him. That's how the states works.
Yep.
That's how the states work. If you have the evidence in hand, you ask for a warrant from the judge.
No, I know how it works, Jason.
So they have the warrant to arrest him. Now for them to prove it, because they have the proof. Now they have to present the proof in court.
Right.
And they're gonna get him on that because they have it. If they never had anything like
this,
they
had tapes on R.Kelly before, and he walked.
Because the parents said that's not my daughter on the tape.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen.
Because they were trying to protect their daughter, and they wouldn't let their daughter take the stand. So because of that, that's why he got acquitted.
Hey, I'm just saying, let the whole.
But
thing
Jamal, I understand what you're saying. I think
it's distasteful, regardless of what, for that to be made a mockery of. Like, to me, like if someone was to do that to, let's say, Trayvon, or say some fucked up shit that y'all want to be on a bandwagon about, y'all would fucking stand up and be like, oh, it's wrong, don't do this. But because it's a social media thing, it's popping.
No, I'm just going by facts. I'm just going by
this is not a social media thing.
It is a social media thing, bro. Because you were bumping R.Kelly like up until last year.
That's not true.
That is facts, bro.
For me, it's not a social media thing. Yeah, for me, it's something that I have been saying for a very long time.
What's very long time? Give me a time frame.
I told you. I stopped listening to him 3 years ago, but prior to that, like, we've known for what, 20 years at least that this happened? Not me. personally, but at the very least,
Right.
I want to say 6-7 years ago, I was like, there's something fucked up about this whole situation.
Right.
And my thing with R. Kelly, same thing with Bill Cosby. I can separate the music and
Yeah,
the
for
man.
sure.
I can
I'm
always.
doing it.
That's
I don't
me
really
personally. I know he's a piece of shit, but I'm still bumping to
There's
that.
a lot of
remix
pieces of shit out there,
Ignition.
bro. People put you put your money behind the NFL. You watch the NFL. All those owners are
Look,
pieces of shit.
I've never
So-
sat here and said that because I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore, that nobody else should.
No, I'm not saying you said that. I've never said
And even
that.
when it came to the NFL, the one argument I've always said to people who question me about watching NFL is, when did Kaepernick say we have to boycott the NFL?
It's not anyway. So someone have to tell you to do something for you to do
No,
it.
but
That's
for
my
me,
point.
it was
That's exactly
no,
my
but
point. Because it
no,
wasn't
that's
said
not
you
the
didn't
point
do it.
because
That's my point.
everybody changed Kaepernick's story, and they made it an argument that wasn't what his original
Bro,
statement
you just
was.
clearly said, when did Kaepernick ask to boycott?
Exactly.
So therefore, if he didn't,
Because that was
he didn't
never
ask,
a
you
part-
didn't do it.
No,
Thank you.
you're making that the assumption of
It's not-
what my
you just
thing
said
is.
that.
No,
Wasn't that what you said
absolutely
verbatim?
not. What I'm saying is Kaepernick's original statements,
Right.
what he was saying he was kneeling for,
Right.
is what I felt I was respecting in him. But at no point did Kaepernick go out of his way to say because he wasn't on a team anymore or
Right.
he wasn't playing anymore
Right.
that we should boycott the NFL. I was with Kaepernick.
Okay.
So if I'm with him
Right.
and I stand for what he stands for,
Right.
I'm respecting what he's going for. If people who wanted to boycott the NFL, I didn't look at them crazy. I never said anything about them. The same way people who still listen to R. Kelly, I didn't say anything against them. If that's what you wanted to do, that's what you want to do. My personal decisions, I'm not listening to R. Kelly because of the way I feel about R. Kelly.
Okay.
That's it.
All I know is I don't care what anyone says. I know he's going to jail. I'll be bumping his music as soon as he go to jail.
And you are
Yeah.
completely
I could
entitled to do
separate.
so.
I could separate the two.
You have to be
I
able
could
to.
separate the two.
You're
I have
completely
no problem.
entitled to do so. And for me, like I've said on this podcast before, it's just a moral thing for myself where I don't respect what the decisions he makes morally. I don't feel like what he's done as a person is something that I can promote by listening to his music. And even though now he doesn't get any money off of his music, I still don't want to listen to it because I feel like it's promotion of him. And I don't want to do that. That's simple. I've explained that many times.
Robert, you're going to jail.
But
Well-
if anybody wants to listen to his music,
I just
that's your
all I'm
fucking
saying
right.
is, like, you know what, like, let him be proven
You're entitled
guilty,
to.
Then you know what I mean. I know, because at the end of the day, yeah, he goes to jail, but that's his kids missing out on a father. That other people are being affected by it, so it's not a joyful thing like the way you guys are acting. That's what I'm saying.
his kids
there's-
don't want a relationship with him though.
They never said that.
The enablers?
Yes, she did. She
Oh,
did.
his kids don't want to
100%.
They
listen.
never said that, bro.
Yes,
And-
they
Molly,
have.
I could show you the video.
Let,
She
okay,
said, I
let
don't
me
want
ask you a
anything to do with
question. But that's a good point that you brought it up. The kids say that on video, but then do you believe what the girls say when they say they're not kidnapped or they're not brainwashed? Because the same way, if you're gonna
They were
believe,
taken when they were 14 though.
no, they were not taken when
Okay,
they were 14.
15, 16. I'm
No,
sorry.
not at all.
Yeah.
One of them's 19, one's 21. Then two of them, they've been gone for like 2 years.
Been more than that actually.
No.
Okay, so the
Savage
kid says
girl-
they're not kidnapped, but then the parents are saying we haven't spoken to or heard from our daughter in X
Right.
amount of days,
Right.
weeks, months.
Right.
Who am I to believe?
Right.
The 14-year-old or the parent who has not heard
That
from
girl
their child?
never came out to speak. The one they claim they have on tape. So she's the one they said she was 14 at the time of the recording. So she's obviously old enough to make her own decision to speak out. She hasn't spoken out. But
Is she supposed to when there's a trial going on?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying she's supposed to. I never asked about that that individual. I'm asking about the two girls where the snippet of the interview came out where she was like, they were like, "Well, we're here on our own free will. We want to be in a relationship with him." Do you believe what they're saying?
I will take them at their word.
Okay.
But at the same time, if the parents are saying, I haven't heard from my child in X amount of time, we
Right.
don't know how she's doing,
Right.
that is alarming.
Right. And so didn't R. Kelly's 21-year-old daughter, I believe, tweeted, "We haven't been able to speak to our father for the longest." That tweet's out there too.
How
So
long
Yeah.
ago was that
so-
though?
huh?
But
How
are
long
you
ago was
saying
that?
all
that
these...
was recently.
But
Gail
are all
King
those
spoke about
things
that.
evidence to say he hasn't done any of the acts that he's being
No, I'm
accused
not
of?
saying that. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, yes, if he did that, he's a piece of shit and should go to jail.
Yes.
Let it play out in the courts,
It will.
right? And to me, even if he is guilty of it, I'm not going to celebrate him going there because there's children that's gonna be raised without their father. That's all I'm saying.
But they're already being raised without his father.
By the choice of the mother.
But
Who's protecting her children.
Bro.
He hasn't paid child support. How is he raising his kids?
Okay, so he hasn't paid child support. That's a monetary thing. That don't mean he can't be there for his children physically. It's not just about money, bro.
Hey, you want to be there? Start with the legal actions that were put in place, and then you can get yourself some hours.
You guys are talking shit, bro.
That's true, though.
No, it's not. Because
Look,
you said, no, hold on. You said he's not getting paid by his music, right? At this point, he can't do shows. He can't, right? He can't do shows.
He can do any shows he wants.
Who's booking him, bro?
Huh?
Who's booking him?
He
probably can't even leave based on his indictment. He can't leave Chicago.
Okay.
That's probably one of the conditions because it was a flight risk.
His last show sold out in Chicago.
But I'm just saying, what he's gonna keep selling to the Chicago people, bro?
If you need to make money, why not do it? What's the problem?
A really nice hill.
Are you really being fucking stupid right now?
Huh? Bro,
like, don't disrespect me, bro. I'm having a conversation. That's some shit I don't tolerate. On some real shit.
Real nice hill.
All right, bro. Like, I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect. You're being a bitch right now. Because I listen to your shit. I've never been disrespectful to you.
I'm not being disrespectful. I just think it's a really nice. It's the same hill over and over.
What hill?
The hill that you're.
But it's the same shit you've been on over and over and over.
Consistency.
Because and I'm not consistent. If you're saying I've been on the same hill, I'm being consistent.
Everything that
just because I don't agree with you,
you act like every new piece of evidence that comes.
What new piece of evidence has they presented, bro? All I'm saying is let it play out in the courts.
All right, let it play out in the courts.
Bro, the thing about you is like you like to follow the masses, bro. You like to do it. You do. And you do. You follow the masses all the motherfucking time. All the same time. Examples? Right. So let me ask you a question. Your whole thing with Bill Cosby, I'm not going to bring it up, but I'm just going to show you one thing. Your argument last time I brought up was like, oh, the jury found him guilty. So obviously they must have sufficient evidence. But the jury also find George Zimmerman not guilty. Why don't you follow the jury then? Inconsistency, because the masses want these type of things. That the masses was like, George Zimmerman's wrong, so you're going to follow it. But you didn't respect the jury then, but you're going to respect the jury and Bill Cosby because that's the outcome you think should have happened. So, R.Kelly, I'm asking you.
You want me to answer for the Zimmerman?
No, I don't want to. I'm just pointing that fact.
Do you want me to answer for the Zimmerman?
What's the Zimmerman? Wait, go ahead if you want to answer.
The stand your ground rule.
Right.
Which in Florida, we have all known has been problematic as far as its use with white people who bring that up and black people who bring it up. A white person in Florida who uses the stand your ground rule has exponentially been found not guilty or acquitted of crimes, whereas when a black person uses it, almost every single time they've been thrown in jail. So the fact that they use that rule, the stand your ground rule, in a situation where witnesses had came forth and even said that Zimmerman was the aggressor, was the one who went after Trayvon Martin.
Witnesses?
Yes.
Okay.
That said that he went after him and they saw it, and he used the stand your ground rule to essentially get acquitted or found not guilty. That's where I found my discrepancy.
Well, not only that, they found holes in the main witness, the girl that he was on the phone with. If that's what they're saying, they found holes in her story.
Yeah.
No one saw Zimmerman chasing him.
Yeah. There was one person.
No one. Which one?
Yes, there was a witness who saw him.
No, there's
not even.
There was a woman who said that she heard screaming from her inside of her home.
Exactly.
No one. Anyways.
I don't know. What I'm saying, I understand what you mean, Jamal.
Right.
I'll explain.
That's not the whole point. I'm not here to argue.
What I'm saying with the Zimmerman thing is
you brought it up.
The whole thing with the Zimmerman thing is that the dispatcher who was on the line says, "Do not go after him."
I agree. I'm not disputing none of those things. But I'm saying to you, if the jury is the one who speaks, and in the Bill Cosby case, let the jury agree with the jury all the motherfucking time. Stay consistent. And with him, like, bro, if he did it, I keep on saying he's a piece of shit and he should go to jail. I'm not saying he shouldn't go to jail. I'm not standing on his side to say he's innocent and this is all a ploy and they really want to kill him. I never said that. I've repeatedly say if he's guilty of it, he should go to jail. He's a piece of shit. So when you're there sitting there with your smirk on your face and you're making all these, like, your whatever.
I'm not allowed to smile?
I bet. Bro, there's a concept of respect that I have on a whole, and I see you don't have it because you're very immature, and that's immaturity, bro.
I'm not allowed to smile.
That's immaturity. We're having a serious conversation.
And I can't smile.
I bet.
All right, next thing then.
I'm a smiler, man. What do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then talk about Michael Jackson then, or whatever he had for his kid. I personally,
What, the leave it never?
I added it in case you guys had seen it.
I haven't
So
seen
I mean, like, if not, because I added it in case any one of us had actually seen part one.
No, because we were talking earlier. For full disclosure, we were talking earlier on the
yeah, like I didn't add it like it
producer
had
Tyler.
to be spoken about because I hadn't seen it yet. I was figuring maybe you or Jamali had seen it, so that's why it was there.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to pass judgment.
Yeah, so we can save it for next week because I'm for sure gonna watch it.
I
this
just want to
week.
say this: he couldn't have done that stuff. You know why? He made Thriller.
Oh my God, Jason, shut up!
Thriller.
Shut up, Jason.
I can't believe a man would do that, and he made Thriller.
Look,
I
believe he 100% was grooming them for the future, which is something that is not uncommon for pedophiles to do. I also think that there was inappropriate touching going on at the very least. At the very least, inappropriate touch. Because you're having sleepovers with children as an uncle. Okay? There is one thing I know I love the least of doing anything with my nieces and little cousins, and it's having them sleep in the same bed as me. They are horrible sleepers. The absolute fucking worst. All they do is move around, they swing, they will punch you in your fucking sleep.
Michael Jackson has like a king or a double king size bed. What do you have to worry about?
Oh, and you think he was on the left side of the California King?
I don't know what Michael Jackson's doing.
The kids were on the right side of the California King?
I don't know what he's...
Fuck out of here.
Bro,
look,
this should also bring
as an adult, I never in my life want to have sleepovers with children in the same bed. No.
Maybe Michael Jackson sleep the
same way. Go
way.
home to your fucking mom and dad. Go to your bed. So I can sleep in my California King by myself. If I want to sleep in the middle, I'll sleep in the middle.
I don't know.
The left or the right, okay? Like, fuck out of here.
Just to finish up, no, like, for me, it's very hard to like really believe Michael Jackson did this with these kids specifically. Because if Michael Jackson at the time had enough money to buy a little kid from any country.
Wow.
this is
human
real
trafficking
talk.
at its best.
Wow.
This is real talk. He had that.
No, he did have that type of money.
He had that type of money.
Problematic FC.
So for him to go after two kids in, I guess I assume, where is it from different parts of like
the U.S.,
the States at least, or maybe someone internationally as well. Come on, Michael Jackson getting a little young Ethiopian boy.
Wow.
Let's keep it a buck here, man.
It's true.
Keep it a buck.
You guys think I'm lying or I'm joking? This is true. He had this
Michael was weird as fuck.
I just think he hanged around too many little kids because he missed out of his childhood.
I agree.
And he got caught up in a lot of things that he wasn't supposed to.
Hanging out with little kids, one thing. There's plenty of people, daycares, teachers. You're around kids. That's one thing. Sleeping in the same bed with children? Sorry, buddy. You lost me there.
But you're insinuating that he's a molester because he slept in the same bed as a child that wasn't his?
I'm insinuating when you have a mock wedding with a little boy and give him a ring that he keeps to this day because he's that traumatized over it. And the things that happened, you slept with these kids? Yeah, I think something happened.
I mean, Elvis Presley, didn't he get married to his wife?
Michael Jackson's
We're not
wife?
talking about Elvis
14,
right now.
When she was 14?
Stay on topic.
No,
we ain't talking about Elvis.
Like, no, but if you're going to draw that reference, Elvis actually married a 14-year-old.
we're talking about Michael.
Look the fuck out of here.
We're talking about Michael. Stay on topic.
What you're talking about.
Stay on topic. We're talking about...
No, I am drawing reference to what you said. Right? Michael Jackson had a mock wedding with a young boy and gave them a ring that he was traumatized about.
Probably a friendship ring. You don't know that.
Elvis Presley married a girl for real,
Jason,
and give her a real ring with real commitment, a 14-year-old girl, and you're gonna fucking ignore that. If that's not the most biased fucking shit I've ever heard, bro.
What's your problem?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just telling you what it is.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just telling you what it is.
Yeah, I think he did some inappropriate thing.
All I'm saying, if he did all this stuff, burying him under jail.
I don't think he did all this stuff.
I say if he did some of it,
I really
whatever,
do believe there were inappropriate things that happened.
He's dead. He's dead. Whatever. He's dead. Only thing is, I could separate the music from the man. This dude made
But why wait so long? I hate people tell like why wait
No,
so
and
long?
I agree with that. I don't. I
like everybody like to bring up this whole
Cashola.
victim
Like, I
shit
feel-
and victim this.
I think the biggest thing that's a difference from, let's say, an R.Kelly and a Michael Jackson is the fact that Michael Jackson's dead. And I feel like, for me,
bro.
I'm a nihilist. I think once you're dead, you're dead. You're not looking down. You're not looking up. You're not, like, none of that shit exists to me. Like, you're dead. You're dead. You're gone. So, what is to come of this? That is the only thing that has been on my mind when it comes to this whole
And I disagree with that
leaving
statement.
Neverland.
just sue
Like,
the state, get money.
But I
but that's
disagree
the
to
thing,
that
you
because
sue-
I
you
feel
sue
like
the
if
estate, now you're suing essentially his family, who had nothing to do with this.
no, but at the end of the day, I disagree strongly with that.
With what?
Well, what you just said, because if someone
part?
if someone did something and they're guilty of it,
Yeah.
right? Even if they're gone and there's some sort of compensation that needs to be done and they have an estate that could afford to pay for it or whatever the case is, do it. My whole problem is why wait till this point of time? Because I feel like this, and not to bring in the Me Too movement, but I think this whole movement is what bringing up everybody. This, like, I don't know if it is like maybe people are feeling like encouraged because, you know, one victim spoke out and they feel like, okay, I have the courage to do it. Maybe it is the case, but I also feel like this is giving like energy to like people who want to be mischievous because, like, bro,
No,
you had
no, which
ample
is
time
fine.
to come forward.
But
Like,
I think you misunderstood what I was saying, because me saying what is to come of this is just simply asking a question of literally that. What is to come of this?
But-
Because
but you said
Let-
if they're dead, then
no,
it should be
I
gone.
said as a nihilist,
Right.
as a person who thinks once you die, that's literally it. Who is like, what exactly are you seeking now? Because the person that did wrong to you is gone. If it's a situation of you're looking to get something from the estate, so now we have a purpose. Like, you're doing this because you feel you deserve compensation for
No,
what
but they
you
probably
went through.
just want to like speak their truth. Like,
No,
maybe
but
they want to speak out.
if
Maybe
all
it's
you
not
wanna-
about the estate.
And that's the thing, if all you want to do is speak your truth, then boom, speak your truth. There's a 2-part, 4-hour documentary, Leaving Neverland, that's out. You've spoken your truth. It's out there. That's it. That's all.
Right.
I expect to hear nothing else from you about Michael Jackson after this point, unless you're doing like promotion for your documentary.
All right.
But
so-
very
that's what
convenient.
I'm saying. Like to clarify your disagreements, I'm not saying like them doing this and then me saying, yeah, he's dead. What the fuck? No, it's more of what is to come of this. What are they hoping will come from this? And I haven't really looked into these two guys. I've heard little things here and there about the ways they've tried to get monetary gain from these stories in the past.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about that. If you're a victim, you're a victim. And if it's real, then you deserve something for what you went through.
So money heals the wound. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying money heals, but I feel like there should be some type of closing. Like, you should have some
So
type.
payout would give
No,
them closing.
I'm not saying monetary. I'm saying there needs to be closure of some form.
I don't know. Well,
Like in anything. Like if you break up with somebody, but there was no explanation why it ended, you need closure to heal. So I feel like maybe them telling their truth, as you said, is their closure and their way to get healing. If that's
but
what
then
it
they
is.
already, from my understanding, they've already did that. They already had their
Which
own
is why
shit,
I'm saying
which is-
with this Leaving Neverland, what exactly is
yo, that
the
whole Me Too
closure?
movement
Whatever.
is just
Well,
fucked up.
what
That's
we
all
can
I'm
do-
saying.
What
That's
we
all
can
I'm
do is
saying.
we'll revisit it next week because we haven't seen the whole thing either, all of us. So we can revisit it.
Just clips.
I
on the
wouldn't see
next
it
thing.
either next week, but you
No,
guys
I'm
can
definitely gonna
talk
see it
about
because I mean I'm just a curious
Yeah.
motherfucker. So
All right, so let's wrap this.
anything
stuff
to
up.
close off? Anybody?
No, I'm good.
Jason?
I'm good. I'm just chilling as usual. Michael, I still believe in you. I haven't seen the documentary, so I'm not gonna pass judgment. I just know you made Thriller and Smooth Criminal. That's all.
He wasn't snitching on himself, being a smooth criminal.
Huh?
He was, as Tyler just said, he was a smooth.
Yeah, he's not snitching on
criminal.
himself, right? You see how
He's not
these-
snitching on himself.
I know
What?
it
A
says
smooth
Annie,
criminal?
are you okay? But I'm quite sure he wanted to say Andy, Are you okay?
Beat it. Like, you know what I mean? Him talking about
The way you make me feel
you did
when
the
you
man in
jerk
the
me
mirror.
off in this bed that we sleep in together.
Hey, that's your words. That's not his.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
they're all
your
my words. They're all my words.
That's not Michael Jackson.
We're doing
man.
wordplay right now.
All right, let's wrap.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white, as long as you're a boy underage.
I'll co-sign that.
I'm not even seconding that shit.
All right, let's wrap it up.
It's Thriller. No, I'm just leaving it.
Yeah.
So that concludes another episode of the Don't Be Mad podcast. As always, you know where you can find us. We are on Instagram and Twitter at Don't Be Mad Pod. We're on Facebook, Don't Be Mad Podcast. And you can also find us on YouTube, Don't Be Mad Podcast. Please subscribe, please like, please share. I've been sending links. You better be fucking subscribing or I will find you. This is the Don't Be Mad Podcast.